Hello everyone. Let us read out today's thought. When you wish good for others, good things come back to you. This is the universal law. If we always help one another, no one could need a luck. An effort made for happiness of others lifts us above ourselves. If you light up a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. Keeping this in mind, let us proceed further. Children, we are going to start new lesson number 16, reflection of light. How do we perceive things around us? We have five senses that help us to interact with the world around us. These are sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. Eyes help us to see things. Ears help us to hear sound. We smell with our nose, taste with our tongue. Sense of touch is provided by our skin. Of course, all senses are important, but the sense of sight is most important. Here is an interesting fact. We perceive almost 80% of the world around us by using our sense of sight, isn't it? We are able to see objects around us because of the light coming from the objects. Light travels in space and reaches to our eyes, and during night time, as there is no light, we are unable to see these objects clearly. Some objects can generate their own light. For example, the sun, fluorescent bulbs, burning candles, these all can generate their own light. Objects that generate their own light are called luminous objects. Almost all objects which come across cannot generate their own light. The table, a chair, wall, paper are few of such examples. Such objects are called as non-luminous objects. Children, you all know all these things because you have learnt it in previous class. It is just a revision of the concepts which are related to light. We can see objects because of reflection of light. Light coming from luminous object is reflected by non-luminous object and it reaches to our eyes. Thus, we can see non-luminous object because they reflect light coming from the luminous object, and this reflected light reaches to our eyes and then we are able to see the object. Is it clear to you? In the daytime, we are able to see blue skies, the white clouds, the green grass because light from the sun is getting reflected by them and traveling towards our eyes, and at night we are able to see the moon because it is reflecting the light coming from the sun. Note that the moon is the non-luminous object. It cannot generate its own light, right? As I said earlier, most of the objects that we come across in our daily life are non-luminous. We only see them because they reflect the light. Step inside a dark room, light up the torch and point it on a distant wall. Look carefully at the path of the light coming from the torch. You will see tiny dust particles in the air. What is the reason behind this? Why are you able to see these particles? You are able to see these dust particles because light coming from the torch is getting reflected from their surfaces and they are traveling towards our eyes. We can see things in a very dimly uh, lit up room where the only source of light is the small amount of sunlight coming from the window. Thus, reflection of light plays an important role. It is due to the reflection of light we are able to see most of the objects. Here you can see a luminous object, means the object which can generate its own light. We have seen that objects are visible because the light is getting reflected by their surfaces. This reflected light enters our eyes and thus we see the objects. Light emitted by luminous object travel in all direction. A ray of light is a straight line path along which light travels. We can see the object, for example, football here, because light which is coming from luminous object, for example, the bulb, is getting reflected by football, and that reflected light reaches our eyes, and therefore the non-luminous object football is visible to us. What happens in the human eye when the light ray enters into it? What helps us to see the things around us? The human eye is roughly spherical in shape. We are going to see parts of human eye in short. Let's begin. The outer layer of eye is cornea. It is white in color and transparent. Transparent means it allows the light to pass into it. It acts as a tough front wall of the eye. What is its function? It protects the inner part of eye from accidents. It does not allow foreign particles to enter the eye. It is all about the outer side of the eye. Now let us talk about what is present inside the eye. Behind the cornea, there is a dark muscular structure called iris. Iris determine the color of the eye. For example, when we say the person has blue colored eyes, means the color of iris is blue. There is a small opening in the iris for entry of light. It is called pupil. Iris acts as a shutter of the camera. It works like a shutter of a camera. It controls the amount of light entering in the eye by enlarging or by shrinking, by adjusting the size of pupil. For example, when you focus the light from torch directly into a person's eye, the iris will shrink because the intensity of light is too much to bear. Here you can see the iris has means its size become less. It shrinks. When there is a dark or less light, iris expands, thus allowing more light to enter through pupil. So have you understood, children, how iris helps to enter the amount of light by enlarging or shrinking, by adjusting the size of pupil? Okay. What happens next? Light enters through the pupil and it will fall on the lens which is kept behind. The lens is a convex lens. Convex lens is thicker at the center than the edges. It is a converging lens. That is, it focuses all the light at one point, and this point lies on the inner layer called retina. This, this is for a normal regular eye. For defective eye, this point of focus lies either in front of retina or behind the retina. Retina has lots of nerve cells that sense light. Nerve cells are of two types, namely cones and rods. Cones are sensitive to bright light and rods are sensitive to dim light. The message or sensation is then transferred to the brain by optic nerve. Children, let us recap quickly what we have learned about human eye. Human eye has roughly a spherical shape. The outer part of an eye, called cornea, is thick and transparent. Cornea protects the inner part of eye from accidents. It does not allow foreign particles to enter inside the eye. Then comes iris. Iris has small centrally located opening called pupil. But what is the function of iris? It determines the color of eye. It controls the amount of light entering through pupil. And what is pupil? Pupil is a centrally located opening that allows the light to enter into our eyes. When light enters through pupil, it passes through convex lens. Convex lens, it is a converging lens. It converges the light coming through pupil into a point which lies on the retina. Retina is the inner membrane of the eye on which the point of focus will lie. This is for normal regular eye, but the point of focus in a defective eye either lies inside the retina, in front of the retina, or it lies at the back side of retina. But for the normal regular eye, the point of focus always lies on the retina. Retina has two types of nerve cells, cones and rods. Cones are sensitive to bright light and rods are sensitive to dim light. The message or sensation is then transferred to the brain by optic nerve. Children, have you understood how light travels through our eyes and how the brain detects the image of the object? Though it is not in your syllabus, but still you must know the working of our eye. What are the different parts of our eyes and how our eye actually functions. We must take care care of our eyes to see the beautiful world around us. We will discuss the topic reflection of light in detail in next video. Thank you.